How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Fakeaway Friday. In today's video we are making burger in a bowl. It's a really simple one, so the first thing I'm going to start with is I'm going to do it with chips as I normally do. This is all the ingredients for it though, it's really simple. Like I say, so I'm just going to get on with cutting the Slimming World chips and getting them in the oven. So that's the chips on now to boil, to soften them up a bit. So now I'm going to go on to making the salad that goes in it in a bit, which is lettuce, gherkins, a small red chopped onion, tomato, and I think that's it. So I've got all that out right here, so we're going to get on with that now. The beauty with salting lettuce is all you got to do is just rip it. It's so easy, no messing about, no having to cut it with a knife. It don't matter how big it is, big, small, just rip. Best part about this whole thing, the gherkins. I absolutely love these things. They're fantastic. They're so weird, but yeah, they're just great. There we go. So the salad that will be going on top of the chips but underneath the burger is now completely ready and it looks lovely. Red onion is the best. I love that stuff. It's so nice. I could honestly eat it like an apple happily. I'm not really keen on tomatoes. I'll only have a little bit of that. Most of that's so fake. Gherkins, I'll have plenty of them, and obviously lettuce. It is what it is. It don't really taste anything. So the potatoes are now starting to boil. They're still quite hard, so they're not ready yet, which is fine because that's going to give us time to prep something else. Let's have a look what there is to do. So I've already forgotten to chop the actual onion that needs to go in when we start cooking properly. So we're going to get that done. It is 2 cloves of garlic, like chopped finely, but I cheat and I use this. It's just as good. It's absolutely fine. I think it is sinned, but it's not that bad to be honest. Now comes the challenging part because I've got to chop this bad boy up really finely as well and try not to cry. So yeah, let's see how that goes. There we go. Onion is chopped and I did a pretty decent job of not crying. It's very emotional killing onions like that, but now some strong ones are really bad for it. So chips are now boiled and softened and ready to go in. So I'm going to be seasoning them this time around with salt and this smoked paprika, because this is one of the ingredients in the homemade burger sauce. So I thought might as well season it with them. So let's do it. Now, the only problem with this one is there's no thing to monitor it coming out. Luckily, they get stirred halfway through. So that big clump there, you can't even see it on camera. That big clump there will get mixed in a bit. It smells right nice. So you should always get smoked. It is actually on this recipe to get smoked. It's just a nicer paprika. It's got that more like meaty, sweet, soy smell to it, which I think all around is just better. There we go. So then we're just going to give them a quick spray on top just to help them crisp, and then we'll put them in 15 minutes turning and then another 15 minutes. Quick gym break. Got a bit of that watermelon and kiwi. It's not the nicest, but that's pretty much why I'm drinking it, is to just get it drunk, then I can move on to something a bit nicer like that peach one I had the other day. Right, so time to carry on. So the next bit now is we're going to preheat this pan. There it is, couldn't find the right one then. And spray it with fry light. So we're going to get this heated up, and then we're going to add onion, garlic and the beef mince into this and get that cooking for, I think it's about 8 minutes it says. So yeah, it doesn't take long at all. In fact, you know what, no, we'll make the sauce first because then we're not rushing later. Because if I don't do it now, I'll only forget and then I'll have 8 minutes to do it all. I was trying to jug up chips and frying pan and I'll just end up making a right mess of everything. So, to make the sauce, it's quite a few ingredients. But obviously once you've got them all, you've got loads of it to make then, haven't you? But it's white wine vinegar, I got again low fat natural yogurt. It does say fromage free, but it's exactly the same thing. Light mayo. Now, I fucked up. French mustard, you might have American, so this is probably just going to burn, but no, in all seriousness, it'll be absolutely fine. Puree, garlic granules, onion salt, and smoked paprika. Like I say, there's lots in it, but there's going to some serious flavour in all this. A lot of different flavours. But I'm hoping this is going to taste pretty good. Better than that tangy ketchup on the Cajun burgers, because that was not good. So yeah, let's get on with the mixing. So it says you start it with 4 tablespoons of just water. So we'll start that off so that nothing gloops together. So now we'll do it in the order of the recipe, and it's 3 level tablespoons of extra light mayonnaise. So I'll just keep everything running whilst we do this, because it's going to be nice and quick, and you ain't taking top off. There we go, done. So now 3 level tablespoons means 3 rough tablespoons in my house anyway. You know, that's about right. Obviously it's always going to stick. So then that's 2. Get it as much off as I can, and then 3. Oh, there you go. That's about right, I reckon. Anyway, and then we need. So I'm gonna obviously every time now I'm gonna give this a bit of a wipe off though with some kitchen roll, just so that you know it's not tainting like the natural yogurt and things like that. So now it's a fromage frais, and as I've just opened it, this has got a pretty. In fact, that just needs a stir, but this has got a pretty good date on it. So if I need this on next week's episode, it should be alright. So again, this is 5 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing with this is it just don't go down either. Like, looking at it, it's still pretty full. So this just goes on and on and on. So now it's 1 tablespoon of mustard. I've also just flipped the chips round. Just make sure it does say tablespoon. It does. Oh, look at that. It's gonna start making colours good now. And just have a smidgen more in for luck, because obviously something's stuck to the spoon. And now, the last of the tablespoons that will be needed, it's going to be the tomato puree. Everything else after this is teaspoons. So, let's get this squirt. So, we need 2 of this. 1. And I have got another one if I run out, but I'm not going to run out. No. There we go. There we go. That's 2. Scrape that and bash that. And now onto the teaspoon stuff. So it's a 1/4 teaspoon of the smoked paprika. So do you know what? That'll be fine. Dollop that on. Then onion. Well, it's onion salt. Well, actually, it's garlic salt on here and onion granules. I've got garlic granules and onion salt. I think that kind of works itself out. Again, it's a 1/4 of the onion, which is about that, and then 1/2 of the garlic. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. Oh, I didn't realise how low I was running on this. That we're lucky. That's about right for that. And then the last ones are the white wine in vinegar. Obviously I say this is the last, it was a bit further up on the list, but obviously with it being wet. We need 2 teaspoons of this. 1, 2. There we go, that's fine. I'm not bothered that it overspilled. So now I'm just going to give it a real good stir. And now I'm going to question whether that water was really needed. But I'm not sure. It's coming together actually. You ready? 3, 2, 1. So it's basically stirred in now. That looks of it. Add a little bit of paprika, knocking about, still in a bit of solid form. But it looks decent. I really hope. I mean, I've made loads of it. This is a recipe for 4 people. This is still more than 4 people's worth of sauce. Now what I'm really hoping is, let me change my angles. So what I'm really hoping is now, without leaning in everything, this is going to taste nice. The tangy ketchup was bad. It was not nice. Too much tang. So I'm a bit nervous. Feels weird. I'm actually nervous. So we're gonna have a smell. Ooh, that's not bad. Looks like it feels weird eating sauce just on its own. It's good. It's good. That's really good. Look how much of everything I actually use. I use nothing. So that's actually a lot cheaper than even just buying it. So, because there's loads of this in here. There's enough to fill a bottle easy. And it probably cost about 13p to make. So that's probably an exaggeration. That's brilliant. It's really good, and I look forward to putting it on. So now, let's do the beef mince mixture. So as I said before, it's fry light, just in the pan as normal. Then there goes, no thingy on that, is there? No, good. Just make sure there are no paper, and then you just chuck everything in together at the same time. So the mince, the onion, and two cloves of garlic, obviously. I'm using this, so I'm just going with 2 teaspoons. Nice and generous, I love garlic anyway. That was a bit more full up, so there we go. Boom. Sorted. Stick that all out of the way, and now mix it. You keep it on a high heat. Obviously, if you think it's getting too high, just, use your own judgment, turn it down a bit. As it stands, I'm happy with this. So I'm going to get this all mixed in, get cooking it properly, and then we'll jump back when it's fried through a bit. Roughly 6 to 8 minutes. So, it's all cooking through nice and out, and whilst it is, you just need to add some salt. Season it, generously. And some pepper, just to give it flavour. So this is all there is to this. This is all you have to do. All the flavour comes through, like the salad and the sauce that you make. And that's it, and then also just keep it stirred in. And that to me is looking cooked. I will just make sure it's all stirred in properly. The onions are starting to soften. I'm just going to give that a couple more minutes, just cooking away on its own without being touched. Like that. There we go. And then, the chips are done. We're going to start getting things served up. So let's check out what that looks like. So there we go, chips in the bowl. I could probably have done a few more, but it'll be alright, to be honest. And now we're going to add all the salad on. So we'll start with the lettuce. In fact, tell you what, we'll skip till it looks a bit better so you don't have to sit through all this. So I opted for giving Sophie all the tomato because, quite frankly, I just don't want any today. I'm not a big fan of it anyway, so I'm not having any. I'm an adult, I'll do what I want. So now, just this mix goes on. It's all should be. Hey, to be fair, it's beef, it don't matter. You just dollop it on. Don't matter about presentation, as long as it tastes good. And it will, I hope. There we go. Obviously, this is enough for 4 people. So I'm just going to pretty much go until it's layered on top, and I'll probably have the rest of my tea tomorrow. There we go. Bit more there, bit more there. God, this doesn't look appetizing at all, but honestly, take my word for it, it's normally so good because I have had this a few times now. Right, so now, the moment of truth with the sauce. I'm going to put a bit of cheese on it, in fact, as well, so bear with. So there we go, bit of cheese on each one, spot which one mine is, and now I'm just going to drizzle the sauce on that I've made, which looks real good, and I'm hoping it's going to, it doesn't drizzle very well, which isn't a problem, let's face it. It's the first time I've actually made it. Normally I just make the, just buy the burger sauce in. But there we go. Now this one, so I'm just going to have to put this in the fridge and put some cling film over it, and we'll have to have burgers again for tea or something like that, because I don't want to waste it. There we go. This is perfect. Lovely, look at that. Banging. Right, let's try it. Right, so let's get to tasting. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of all of it. So there's, oh god, get a bit of a chip on it as well. There we go, look at that. Here we go. It's perfect. Oh, it's so good. I've not had it in ages. I'm so glad that this is what it was this week. It's so good. It's so easy to make. The only bit that might be a bit more complicated is making the sauce, but it's worth it. It's so worth it because it's healthy and it's cheap and it's nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Next week, we're going vegetarian. What? It's bean burgers. And it's the last week of Burger Week next week as well. Or whatever, the burger series. Because after that, it'll be hot dogs. So yeah, tune in for more. And hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.